All right, now up next, Sheamus's music hits, and we find out that this is going to be a 6-man tag team match. To which John and I both groan and say, oh, it's going to be Sheamus and the Usos versus The Miz and GoldStar. But no, that's not what it ends up being. It ends up being Sheamus and the Usos versus Goldust and the Rhodes Scholars.
Yes, because Damien Mizdow takes Miz's place. Miz is on commentary, and this is where my first mark-out moment of the night happened, but I don't want to rush it. This is a very, standard 6-man tag match to me. You got your usual spots, the heels cutting off the baby faces from the ring, basic tag team psychology. Then the baby faces, get their hot tag, and bodies are flying everywhere, and it really comes down to Sheamus and Mizdow, all the while on commentary, they're asking the Miz, do you fear about Mizdow becoming more popular than you? You can't substitute him on Sunday to compete for the U.S. title, and Miz is going, no, I'm an A-list actor, I've got this all under control, this is just an opportunity for Mizdow. And then something amazing happened, people. And then something amazing happened, because Stardust, goes off the ropes, goes for his beautiful disaster, misses it.
I mean, he didn't just go off the ropes. He literally bounced from one side of the ring to the other and then came off the ropes for the disaster kick.
Yes.
It was so cool to see out of the corner of my eye.
Cody Rhodes is one of the best in the game right now. You and I have said that for quite some time. No matter what the gimmick is, he is just so good. It's really not even fair. So he does that, which was incredible. Sheamus is distracted. And then Mizdow has the foresight to roll Sheamus up. And I can't believe this next sentence is coming out of my mouth. He gets the 3 count. I'm going to repeat that for everybody. He gets the 3 count. Mizdow has pinned the United States champion. And
now say it all together, John. Damien Mizdow pinned Sheamus.
Yes, Sheamus.
Because you can say the United States champion, but depending on the time era, people might not know who we're talking about. We're talking about the United States champion of the fall of 2014, frickin' Sheamus.
Yeah, the dominant monster, the guy who went on a tear when he was World Heavyweight Champion, won the world title in 18 seconds at WrestleMania. Damien Mizdow pinned that guy.
That guy.
That guy. And the only thing better than our collective reactions was the
Miz's reaction. Yes.
He was like, ha, 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 and he takes off the headset, and he's freaking out.
Did you catch what he said?
What did he say?
It was this beautiful reaction to, ha, he won, we won, I won!
Yes. I never thought I'd say this, but this is, I think, as good as The Miz is going to get. This whole thing is perfect.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it is. And so is Damien Mizdow, because this is insanely over. They popped for it.
I know, dude. The crowd reaction when Mizdow stepped up onto the ring apron rather than The Miz was huge.
Yeah, and thank you for mentioning that, Ashton, because that was a significant moment for me.
I love the heel tactics that The Miz is using, too, because he said, when he was confronted about fans cheering for Mizdow, he said, yeah, they're cheering for me. They're cheering for what I do. It's just he's the one that's doing it, so they're cheering for me.
It's a brilliant cover. I like that, too. I think this whole thing was handled perfectly. And I'm going to jump the shark here, folks. I really believe that A, Sheamus is going to retain in Hell in a Cell, because I never really had any visions of Miz winning. But I do think Damien Mizdow is going to get a title shot in the future. Now, is he going to win it? I doubt it. But just the idea that he'll get a championship match, I think will be enough to make the Miz seethe and further the cracks. And that's going to be a very interesting plot device if they go that route. But I don't want to draw on too long. Ashton, do you have anything you want to say about this match?
Yeah, well, it's not really about this match, but it is topical, so I'm going to say it now. Do you remember, John, about a year ago, when they would say the following is a 6-man tag, how excited we would get because we knew that it was either going to be the Shield or the Wyatts?
Right.
Oh, how far 6-man tags have fallen.
Indeed, my friend, indeed.
I swear if Sheamus or the Usos are involved in another freaking tag team match, I am going to continue to complain about it on TwitWow because this has gotten ridiculous.
You know what's funny, dude? It's so hilarious to me that you mentioned that because, one, I completely agree. Two, I was actually close making that combined with the opening segment because, again, the Authority opens up another show. Again, our opening match is six-man tag. Heat of the Night, continuing with our problems about it being formulaic. I think the only thing that spared it was that finish.
Mizdow. And not even just the finish, but Mizdow being a part of it in general.
Yeah, exactly. I think if it wasn't for that, I think if it was Mizdow eating double Uso super kick, bro kick, splash, pin, I would have just said, screw it, Heat of the Night. But I think the idea that they dared to be different and had Mizdow pin Sheamus, I think just really saved it for me. But I totally understand your qualms with this structure.
Yeah, it was awesome. All right. Up next, we had Randy Orton segment with Triple H backstage. Triple H. I said Triple H. Apparently, he's got triple digits in his age. He's really old. Triple H backstage. He promises to beat Cena, and this is Orton talking now, and then Lesnar, and then go into WrestleMania 31 with the World Heavyweight Championship. And Triple H doesn't doubt him. He says, it's been a long time coming for you, Randy, but the whole stipulation change was all Seth Rollins' idea. And Triple H says that Rollins was just looking out for Orton, but Orton seems skeptical because he, like any intelligent human being, doesn't take things for what they're said on the surface. He thinks, he's skeptical, he wonders what is going on here. What is the ulterior motive that may be going through Seth Rollins' mind? He's called the architect for a reason, and it's not because he created the Shield, it's because he's always scheming to improve his position within the company.
Right. Beautifully said. I like the unity here demonstrated between Triple H and Orton. Like, it's about time we saw this level of unity and Triple H's faith in Orton. Because if there was one thing I hated when Orton was champion, it's that the Authority always put him through these tests. Well, Randy, we're kind of reconsidering our position about you being face. Like, shut the hell up! I'm the champion! Who the hell else are you going to find better than me? I'm carrying the gold! So it's nice to see this kind of support. And again, I'm loving the tension they're teasing between Orton and Rollins. It's, you know what, I was going to make more comments about Orton, but I'm going to save that for a later segment, because I have a little bit I want to say about Orton, but I'm done for right now, so if there's anything else you want to say, we can move on.
Okay, well, Orton does say that he needs to go find Rollins and thank him personally, so that kind of leads us to a later segment. But in the immediate future, we have AJ Lee versus Alicia Fox, and oddly enough, there was absolutely positively no actual interaction here between AJ and Paige. I like that, because even though they're all in this segment, there was no direct interaction between the two. So Alicia Fox actually ends up getting, like Mizdow, a roll-up win. And this is honestly a really similar situation to the Mizdow thing, because we have Paige with her quote-unquote bestie Alicia Fox, who we all know she's really just using to get to Paige without needing to be involved in the matches herself. And The Miz using Damien Sandow in the exact same way to get to Sheamus in this case. Obviously, they have other reasons. Paige's reason is that Alicia Fox is her bestie. Miz's is that Sandow is his stunt double. But we all know what they really want. So
exactly.
And in this situation, it's the same thing. The secondary character gets the pin on the opponent. In this case, Alicia Fox pins AJ Lee. So it's every time I see something like this, my mind goes to triple threat. They're going to have that secondary character pin either the champion or the main character and end up creating this big dichotomy between the two of them and that kind of stuff. So I don't know. What do you think?
I could definitely see that happening. I found the finish of this match a little intriguing, a bit perplexing, but in a good way, because it seemed like there was going to be an implosion between Paige and Alicia, because they were shoving each other, and Paige actually forced Alicia Fox back into the ring. But then she continues to distract AJ, which of course allowed Alicia to get the roll-up, as you mentioned, Ashton, for the 3 count, and then they hugged afterwards. You know what, if they're going to tease that kind of relationship, I can dig it, where they always seem like they're going to implode, but they always, like, bounce right back. I don't know, it's got that elasticity to it, if you will. Do you want to discuss, Ash, I'm just going to post it very quickly. If you don't, we'll save it for another time. The news that you and I read that Alicia Fox and Paige are going to be a part of the cast of Total Divas and the potential implications this could have on the championship and the division. You want to
Well,
discuss?
I'll tell you this, John. I do want to discuss it briefly, but only because relatively recently Paige put out a tweet that is relevant to it, I believe.
Okay, very interesting.
Paige tweeted a few hours ago, and I quote, "It's gonna be good. Don't worry. Hashtag rule changer," with a winky face.
Oh, God. Is she changing the game? Like, is she going to be the first quote-unquote total diva to win the Divas Championship? That'd really be something. But yeah, Ashton, I'm really glad you shared that. That definitely widens the scope of the discussion, because I know when you and I first read the news, we're kind of hemming and hawing it and groaning like, oh, why? But if she tweeted something like that, maybe she knows more than she's letting on.
Yep, that's what I'm hoping. And then Emma actually responded to her saying, "You've changed."
Dissension.
Yep.
But I enjoyed this. I enjoy where it may lead. I'm still enjoying the feud between Paige and AJ Lee. It still hasn't hit that next level for me, though, because I know everybody. I think even you and I have said like a couple times, like, this is the modern day Trish and Lita, like the big women's rivalry. But I still don't think it's hit that gear yet. But they're still doing great stuff, and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, it's really solid stuff. Up next was another Randy Orton backstage segment. He really got featured tonight, and boy, did it work out well, because he was awesome. He approaches Rollins backstage and asks why Rollins was looking out for him, and Rollins just kind of explains, and Orton just straight up says, "I don't need you on my team, and stay out of my business." And then Rollins says, "Look, you gotta understand, if you beat John Cena at Hell in a Cell, which I believe you can do, you'll get an opportunity to go against Brock Lesnar, and if by some miracle you can beat him, and believe me, it will take a miracle for you to beat Brock Lesnar, maybe the future kind of writes itself." And he holds up the briefcase. So we know now that Seth Rollins is more afraid of John Cena than he is of Randy Orton.
What a burn. What an implicit burn, because I didn't even think about that. But yeah, Ashton, once again, like you did with the opening segment, this is a great summation of what happened here. I really can't add anything further to it. Randy Orton is pissed. He's very territorial when it comes to his legacy and his career. He's not a charity case. He wants to do everything on his own. He's third generation. He's capable. I love that they're, giving that narrative to Orton. He doesn't like handouts, even when it's with a group where he feels protected. And Seth Rollins, well, he just sees it more as an opportunity. Randy Orton more as an indirect puppet to achieve Seth Rollins' grander means. I loved everything about this. Nothing more to say than that.